Hello class 10 students. Today we discuss chapter 6, that is cyber ethics. Okay. Uh, you will learn following topic like what is e-commerce, what is cyber ethics, how to prevent or safeguarding user privacy when we using e-commerce, which are the way securing our data transmission on internet, and various ethical issue related to the IPR, that is intellectual property rights. Okay, so our first topic is e-commerce. What is e-commerce? E-commerce is defined as the process of buying or selling goods or services using electronics media such as the internet. Like we can purchase some goods or by selling some goods on internet, like through the Amazon or Flipkart, that is known as a e-commerce. This referred to the paperless exchange of the business information. Yeah, this is a paperless process. All of you must aware about this, using the following method, like we can electronic data exchange, electronic mail. So these are all paperless process. Electronic bulletin board, electronic fund transfer. So these all are methods through which we can transfer the data, transfer the money, or transfer the service. Okay, so hopefully everyone understand what is e-commerce. Now we will discuss about cyber ethics. So we using the e-commerce nowadays, so it is very important, like if I make the payment online, so that should be a secure payment. So cyber safety refers to the safe and responsible use of internet so as to ensure that safety and security of the personal information, like we are entering our personal information on internet. So cyber safety is the most concern nowadays. So this policy of the cyber safety is commonly known as the cyber ethics. I just repeated, the policy we design for the cyber safety is known as a cyber ethics, that we need to follow when we use internet. So which are the cyber ethics that we discuss now? Okay, so following are the safeguard user privacy. So protect all the digital services with a strong password. You must save your digital service with a strong password, like use special character alphabets. It includes the computer, tablet, like all of you must be secure with passwords. Keep the computer virus free. The merchant or the seller must clearly state how the data is used in the terms of condition of the site. So like a seller must clearly state that how the data is used. Like when we use seller, then specify the proper, like how the data is transferred, terms and conditions. Merchant or seller must ensure that user has gone through the terms condition prior to any transactions. So in short, like whenever we using the e-commerce, we should follow this rule. Like our computer should be up to date, our data should protect the digital services with the strong passwords, encourage use of trusted platform. Okay, always use some trusted platform for financial transactions or data storage. Never open unknown link if I are coming on email. Okay, now
Yes,
we're
so
talking
few
about
these
various
things
fraud
you
happening when
must
we
use
follow whenever
e-commerce.
you use.
So
Which type of fraud happening, like non-delivering of the goods, like you have make the payment and after that goods are not coming at your door. So this is a one type of fraud. Then after counterfeit products, like counterfeit means some other products will come. Actually, this is not a original product. Some duplicate products will come. The non-existent companies, some fraud companies are there. Stealing information, actually we add our card details, so that is might be possible of stealing information. So always use trusted website for like online transaction to avoid the fraud. Okay, so hopefully everyone understand what is fraud. Now here are the few things one can do to protect from first safe frauds. Okay, like accurate product listing, what actually a seller have to do, has to follow like accurate product listing, like you properly specify which product, check what you are selling, verify with the manufacturer, like when you purchase just verify this is your websites or not, only work with a trusted supplier, be extra careful with the international supplier. When you purchase some goods from out of India, then we needed more careful, we just coordinate with properly and after give the order on like trusted website. So few things we need to like do when you purchase online. Now we're talking about SDT, that is secure data transmission, like how the system is working, like which protocols are follow when we transaction perform on internet. Like we use the secure data transmission, that is we are internet is using the lock system when the data transmission happening. Okay, whenever we enter our personal information, so our data is secure, it is not like by hacked by anyone. Okay, so this is a good things nowadays is follows to avoid the cyber crime. Data encryption means like it will be converted into the some another coding, like if you enter x data, so it will convert into the some another another binary code, and then after it reach to the destination. Okay, so data encryption means like conversion of the code. It is a use in military normally. Use safe protocol for files and FTP. Whenever we transfer the files, then we are using the FTP protocol, that is file transfer protocol. It is a very safe protocol for sending the secure file from source to destination. And installing firewall, we always have to install the firewall in our system for secure data transmission. So few things happening from backend whenever we transmit the data from source to destination. Now we talking about various ethical issues, like which type of ethical issues, like first is IPR. IPR means intellectual property rights, like you have your own thoughts, own ideas, so this is your own property, like someone else cannot be like access this, that is known as an intellectual property right. So property like your idea, thought is something you own. Okay, the right related to the literacy or article work, inventions are called IPR. So hopefully everyone understand what is the IPR. And to prevent this, like if you want access some idea, you must specify the name of the author, or you must specify the path from where you actually access this information. Now about ethical issue, second is plagiarism. Plagiarism is a stealing of another author's language, thoughts, idea, or express and representing them as one's own original work. Like you have you can just stealing another author's language, and then after you design, like for example one author has prepared his book, based on that you just copy your author's book and make your own book. So this is one type of crime, so this is known as a plagiarism. And there are various type of plagiarisms are there: direct, self, mosaics, and accidental. Direct means you can directly access all the data. Clear? So this way we have to like data is stealing, but these are one type of crime in a computer language. Now how to avoid the plagiarisms? Give credit whenever you use the authors, like I already said. If you want to access some author's language, then must specify the name of the authors or name of the source from where you access this information, like personal data or opinion or theory, or quotation of the another person actually spoken or written words or paragraph, some important information, then just cite the quotations and take the permissions. Clear? So hopefully everyone understand what is plagiarism and how to avoid the plagiarisms on internet. This is also used in education sector. Whenever you take doctorate degree, then your complete data will check in the computer, and if the there is some percentage we need to be follow, like more than 80% plagiarism come, then it is a like valid. Now we are talking about digital property rights, like our data, that is our digital property rights. if I'm store my data, this is actually my right on internet. Digital property rights include rights related to the data. Data means documents, spreadsheet, audio files, etc. on internet account, and other rights. This is known as a other right in the digital world. So like you have saved your data on cloud, so this is your actually digital property, right? You see that Google Drive on which we will save our data, so this is my digital property rights. Digital responsibility to report bullying, harassing, or identity theft. Like what you need to follow, like if you some harassing someone on internet, so this is a one type of crime. Or you identify the theft, and like on a Facebook, on Twitter, you identify someone else that, and you write create your own personal information. So this is all, this is known as a crime. And responsibility to download music and video, like you will download the video and music legally is fine, but illegally if you download the music, so this is one type of crime. Clear? So this all are digital property rights we need to like very much aware about nowadays in our technology world. Threats to the digital property. Like stealing and plagiarism code of your digital property. Like some people steal the source code and recreate a plagiarism version of the same code. Like you have a music, and if you like steal the music lyrics, and based on that you create your own lyrics, so this is a one type of like crime. Clear? So this is the stealing and plagiarism, the code, like I'm talking about music, the same way code, there is a in a computer there is a code is available. So digital software penetration tools, okay, like this there are various software is available in the market. If you want to purchase, then you need to pay license version, but someone like create the or hack the codes, like using this tool cracked by the hackers, and enable unauthorized user to freely access your software without actually paying for it. Okay, so what actually in this these are the few tools that is available on internet that's actually illegal to use of this tool, because we need to actually pay the license, and this is a one type of crime. So hopefully everyone understand what is digital property rights, and that what we need to care like whenever we using internet. Okay, so in my next video we'll learn this all topic. Thank you.